fasting and belly fat, does it work? Yes. Dry fasting, heard of it? Wet fasting, heard of that? Intermittent fasting, heard of that? Okay, how about the popular 5-2 fasting by Michael Mosley? Heard of that? Thought you might. So it's really popular. Intermittent fasting is really popular in our culture as a weight loss tool, a quick fix. Brilliant. It's honoured and revered by religions and cultures as a cleansing and a devotional tool. And it is hailed in the science and nutritional world to do more than one benefit, including increasing your brain function, lifting depression, increasing your metabolism and your digestion, and it's hailed as a life-changing spiritual practice. What's not to love? My fear, if I'm honest, is that I'm going to faint, pass out when I'm presenting or teaching. I am petrified that it's going to impede my exercise performance, and your brain functions on 60% glucose even when you're resting. So I'm worried I'm going to talk rubbish. Don't have to worry about that, Adele. So there is my concerns. Do you have any? You start jumping on the intermittent fasting bandwagon, you need to be aware. Fasting and hyperglycemia, low blood sugar. You've got depleted glucose in your blood. You need to make sure that these symptoms aren't happening to you. So if you're a runner and you're doing lots of running and you get exercise hyperglycemia, these are the symptoms to look out for. Heart rate, rapid heart, perspiring, sweating well after you finished your exercise, shaky, dizzy, headaches, lack of concentration, low blood sugar. Now we all know that complex carbohydrates are going to keep that at bay, but how do you mix that up with intermittent fasting? Well, you could schedule days when you're going to run, and you could schedule days when you're going to fast. Don't try them together. And women need to be particularly careful with fasting because we are much more sensitive to ghrelin and leptin, which are the hormones that regulate your feeling hungry and feeling full. You don't want to mess up your hormones. So really listening to your body and what works for you. So why does science like intermittent fasting? What are the benefits there? Well, one of the big reasons is because the body is diverted from digestion. It doesn't have to spend its time digesting your food. It's got a chance to heal your body, cellular repair. That's why it's adored. It also gives you a chance to remove toxins and waste from your body. It dampens inflammation in your body. Your body doesn't have to spend the time fighting on inflammation. It can heal. And it's going to enhance your overall biological function. Great. Apoptosis is where the body rids itself of the unhealthy cells and generates new ones. And that's when it comes into brain function. It increases your cognitive function, your brain function. And this is why it's adored, to increase your activity in your brain. You're creating new cells, helping your body to renew and preventing things like Alzheimer's. Good to know. The HGH, the human growth hormone, reduces body fat and increases cells. So it also helps to grow new cells but reduce the body fat. And it can help with anti-aging, apparently. When you go a while without eating, when you're intermittent fasting, you become more sensitive to insulin and leptin, those hormones that help you to regulate your appetite. We are overstimulated and overfed if we're eating all through the day then we are not giving our body the chance to listen and be insulin sensitive. We've become desensitized to insulin. There's way too much in our body, and therefore the body hasn't got a chance to just calm down and go on to do its healing. So it's going to help with your insulin sensitivity. And fat loss has been recorded from the belly, which is what we all want because it's visceral fat. It's the bad fat that sits on your belly. It's the fat that sits with all your organs. So get rid. Be very clear that fasting is not starving. One is harmful and the other is beneficial. So be clear and know your body. Intuitive eating. Look to nature. This is the last point I'll make. Look to nature. When an animal is poorly, when your dog is poorly or your cat is poorly, they've broken a bone or they're just under the weather, they've eaten something they shouldn't have done, what do? Nothing. They go off and heal and look after themselves. So maybe nature has got it right. Nature's way of curing illness and disease and injury is just taking some time out. So look at the advantages. You're going to improve your digestion and your metabolism, detox, removal of waste, increase your energy because you're burning fat, not sugar. You're going to limit inflammation, which is good, and you're going to help with neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And it's life-changing, spiritual. So my words of advice is listen to your body and don't go full in straight away. Don't calorie count or anything like that. Be intuitive. Start with your 12-12. Start with 12 hours not eating, 12 hours eating. So when you go to bed at night or when you stop eating at the end of the day, take a note of the time. Don't have your breakfast until 12 hours later. That is your starting point. Then you can start making it longer. Listening to your body, being aware, being sensitive to its needs, not going hungry. And then eventually some athletes go as far as 16-8. 16 hours of not eating and an 8-hour window of eating. I've tried it. I'm not in the best of temperaments when I do it. But who knows what works for you? And working with your exercise, as I said at the beginning. Let me know how you get on. I'm very curious. Love to hear your thoughts. Write in the comments below or give me an email. Take care.